matar. Om. Namaste. Welcome everyone to Satsang today. Welcome, welcome. Welcome also to our many friends who are joining us in the heart via internet for Satsang this morning here in India. And I know many of them are getting up in their own time zone very early in the morning and not missing Satsang. So, very, very big welcome for you. Okay. Okay. Yes, come.
Namaste, Shri Mooji.
Namaste.
Yeah, I had a question. Actually, I've heard everybody talk about awareness, being in the present, awareness, everything. Your mind understands that. That's fine. But once you start...
So slow down. The last sentence I didn't hear.
I said your mind understands, it rationalizes.
So slow down. Say again.
Your mind understands it.
Mind is understanding it.
It rationalizes it, everything.
Yes.
That, okay, whatever everybody else is saying.
Yes.
That this is awareness, this is presence. But I have tried many techniques. So I found whenever I was not doing the technique, let's say I was doing something, but whenever I was not actually doing it, suddenly I realized the beauty of it, but it was never with the attempt. So is there a key there?
Okay. The key is really that the technique, the emphasis is not on the technique, but on the understanding. You see? The emphasis is not on the technique, because sometimes people also have been almost reciting the inquiry as though it was like a mantra or something. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? This is not that. But more to understand even what is the implication of this inquiry, What is trying to find out what? So if the understanding takes place, then it will spread deep within your being to the point where the one who is trying, who has to keep up the practice also, perishes in the inside the inquiry also. As I said one time, the one who begins the inquiry will not end the inquiry, but will be ended by the inquiry, even. You understand? This we have to see. The one who is inquiring must not survive the inquiry. Do you understand this, you see?
Yeah.
The very one is inquiring because it has a sense of separateness. It believes in its autonomy. It believes in its effort that one day, if I keep on practicing, I will eventually reach that. It is also an expression of consciousness. It's one of the streams through which consciousness is rediscovering itself. But it is a longer path, which is fine also. But I find that it is an assumed identity, assuming its separation, assuming that something it's going to do is going to make it become real. So it is an illusion there, you see. The difference with inquiry is that from the beginning, it questions, it brings it into questioning, who is the one who is practicing the inquiry, who is trying to find something who is separate from God or from truth. It looks immediately into that, you see. This is the power of the inquiry, you see. And I am happy to do it with you right now also, you see. Because myself, I don't want merely to be teaching this thing and talking about it and people making notes. I rather that you, if you want to swim, even the best internet program is not going to help you to swim. Teach you how to swim through the internet. No, you have to go in the water. So let's go in the water together. And then we can feel the water. And I say, okay, now what do I do? Okay, take your feet off the ground a little bit, see what happened. And you know, so you feel it, you're in the living thing of it. So the inquiry has to be a living thing. It cannot be, otherwise we are so accustomed to using our mind, and the mind is very clever. So it just somehow seems to grasp it at an intellectual level. And very often you can feel that I got it. You see? Even at an intellectual level, maybe you have it, and it will also bear some fruit. You may feel, wow, I feel so open and feel like this, but it has to really sink in. It has to drop in so that the idea, you cannot say, oh yes, I got it, but still so much energy is being expressed in your personal life, you know, so personal. Then there is a contradiction there, very strongly. You say, I understand it, but it's not to understand, it's to be it. So straight away, I'm ready to look with you. You say, if I put I understand it somehow, maybe at the mind level, the mind gets it, you see, but it doesn't go deeply down.
What I mean to say is like, let's say we read the concept first, then you start working on it. And once you start working on it, then you realize at a later point while doing the exercise, suddenly someday you're not doing it and you have left the exercise, and you see like there are incidents that happened with me. One day I was like not doing anything and I never tried it. So what happened was I was opening the door lock and suddenly I started seeing the movements of my hand. And at that time I was totally like there for some time. But then suddenly mind comes in from the behind and says, okay, this is it what you were practicing for and this and that. So it becomes pretty hard because...
Then also you can find out who is the mind talking to. You can slow down. No? You use the word mind. Who is the mind speaking to? When the mind says, look, you know, we have done really well today, and you know, or you would, who is conversing with who? Who is mind speaking to? You see? Because you say, of course, it's me, you know. But then you see, I look a bit more deeply. When you say me, what is the substance of me? Please, don't give up. Actually, what I'm pointing is very simple, but because of this kind of some quirk in the mind somehow, it seems like you miss it. It is something very simple. It's like I give you a mirror. You want to see your face. I put a mirror there. I give you a mirror. And you ask me, how does it work? You see? As if you just look in it, no?
Yeah.
You see? And the mind will even say, but I'm looking, but I don't really see what I'm supposed to see. You see? If you ask your mind, it will be like that, you know? You know, okay, I see this thing inside. Okay, I know it's not me, but am I supposed to see something more than this? You know? You see, the mind will go off into all these things. Understanding is at the root of it. And, you know, it doesn't matter what direction the mind attention goes, it cannot be lost from the position of awareness. Awareness catches it every time. And you see, but wait a minute, the energy is going to the play, to the thoughts and so on, but always the background is that all this is perceived. What is the perceiving of it? You know, I am here. Awareness is not running about searching for the mind. It is so absolutely simple. So where's the problem? The problem comes when this idea you have of yourself, which is that I have to try and get the awareness. You see, this is a ridiculous idea. But we believe it, and tremendous amount of energy is being put into trying to help this illusory identity to find what it's looking for. And then when it finds it, it cannot keep it because its own nature is so restless, it cannot be consistent.
So what do you suggest, like what should be done or what should not be done?
I want to have a living dialogue with you, so you can give me for instance, right, if you have the urge right now, because you see, I want you to come in this energy that you're willing to go into that full discovery right now. Because if not, then I'll have to talk about it, and it kills me to talk about things. I want to meet someone who is ready to jump out the plane. You got your parachute on, okay, just remember, after a certain number you pull the string. Ready? Okay, let's go. I don't want to be on the ground talking about it. So, like this, if I have to tell you, okay, this is what you do next time you do, I don't feel it right now. But if you come right now and you say, Mooji, actually, I feel stuck in this moment. I really want to go beyond. I don't want so much techniques. I would like to just get into that seeing right now. Then I say, okay, let's see how far we can go. It is for my own self. I don't feel it is difficult. It doesn't take a great deal of effort for the one who is somehow ready. You see? But if you keep going back to your mind and keep referring back to a problem and something happened to me, 2 weeks ago, and since then I'm not able to, then I say, whoa, you're bringing in so many things. I just want to meet you, and we are going to bring in so many other things, so many other factors into the meeting. So leave them out for a minute, and let's see if we can meet. Because in this meeting, I think a lot of things will be resolved like that.
To be honest, the actual thing is like whenever you meet a person, like we meet a person like you, the mind doesn't have any questions or anything. There's nothing. I'm not thinking of anything as of now. There won't be anything till the time I'm out of here. I'm into my daily routine life, wherein I'm working day in and day out, and I'm getting frustrated every day out of that.
You make a point.
There won't be anything.
You make a point. What are we going to do then? If every time you actually come in the satsang, then you go, my mind has gone quiet. I can't from it. Sometimes I ask people, please write down your question. Because maybe the mind hasn't just gone quiet, it's just playing dead. And you think, oh, my mind is quiet, nothing for that. So sometimes I write it down, and but I understand that sometimes energetically, it's like I can't ask a question. Then at least in this moment, you can really scan yourself now and see what is happening here with me. I feel really peaceful. I feel very content. How can this state continue? You see, is there something I need to do now? Then I may ask you, are you doing anything now? No. But when I go out, then, the mind is out there waiting. You see? As soon as you go, the monkey's back on your shoulder again, or something like that. So I like to put things like this to the test, you see. One man came to see me some while ago, and he came and we were talking, going through this inquiry and so. Then one moment he said, Mooji, I just feel amazing. I used to feel like my he said, I used to feel like my being was just inside my body. But right now, it's like my beingness is filling the room. I said, wow, that's just very good. I said, but what about the kitchen? And he said, no, it's not in the kitchen. It's just in the room here. I said, go in the kitchen and have a look. So he got up and he went in the kitchen. And he said, it's in here as well. I said, wow, that's very good. What about in the hallway? No. It is inside here in the kitchen. Go and have a look. So he goes out and he went in the hallway. He walks about. He says, it's here as well. I said, okay, go to the bathroom. He goes in the bathroom. He said, it's here as well. What about the garden? He said, no, it's definitely inside the apartment. Go in the garden. And this is autumn. He went out in the garden. It's amazing. It's here too. He says, I'm only a bit worried that if I go out from here now, somehow I'm going to lose it. So I said, go now and come back. Go for a walk. Go half an hour out. So he got up and he went walking. And half an hour or so later, he came back. He said, Mooji, it is everywhere. It is. Yeah? So I say, put it to the test. You stay here meaning in this, as this, and keep walking and see when here becomes there, if you can. When this becomes that. But you try and see. You see, already there is something inside that is already prepared for failure. He says, it's okay when I'm here, but when I go out, then this is going to happen. So something is already anticipating that. It doesn't matter actually, deeply. But really go cleanly and find out. Once you must analyze what is happening to me here. What is happening here? Why is it that I can feel so quiet and unconcerned and detached and open and unafraid? What is it? Is Mooji throwing magic powder in our faces or something? What is happening? You see, no, it's nothing. It's just simple. We go into our room, we sit down, we are talking, and the talk is really about what is here. And I feel like this. You have to find out what is the cause of this. Because we can't all spend our time inside this room. One time you have to go back to your country, to your family, to your town, someplace. And what is going to steal it from you? Where is the mind now? Can it exist independent of you? You see? So all these things, I don't know. So you stay and give as much, be present with the satsang here. Win as much of your victory in here. Then you go out and see how much you will lose outside. Win yourself in here. Win yourself back in here fully. And then see how much you lose of yourself when you go out. But don't be half-half. Fully go for it. Be fully clear about it. And then see what the mind, how much tax the mind will take from you outside. Because it has to be like this, that you go to somebody in whose presence your mind becomes quiet. Then you know that I don't have to believe that anymore. It has been a fact for me that it is real, it happens. It is possible that life can be experienced without turmoil, without frustration, and without panic and projecting for future and all of that. I can just be empty. And I find that in this emptiness, there's a spontaneity, and also my senses and my sight also becomes much more acute. All the things that I fear would happen if I'm empty does not happen. In fact, I'm very happy, very peaceful when I'm empty. This you can find out, no? So as much time as you have to be in satsang, give full attention to that. Then let's see who will lose it, so to speak. The one who loses it is not real. The one who gets it and loses itself is not real. It's part of the traffic. The one who feels I got it and then I lost it, this is not the real one. The real one is the awareness. Awareness will never say I got it and I lost it. Lost what? So you must come to awareness and see what is your language when you are at the point of awareness. Would it say such a thing? Like, wow, it was really, yesterday was such a good day in awareness. It was a good day for awareness. It was an awareness day. But today, again, is the mind's day. Will awareness say this thing? I don't think so. So you come to the place of the awareness. How long it will take? How much distance it will take? You can answer this question now. How much distance to awareness?
Actually, to be honest, whenever I'm here or any other place where I feel peace, there's no time. Like once you enter there, you feel like you're there, you're home.
Yes.
There's no time taken. But the problem actually arises whenever you're at the places where you don't want to be, or where you don't like, and then, or whether you're surrounded by people who create tension for you, or like create problems.
Yes, because at the time you are not yet established firmly enough in your own source. Otherwise, they will not knock you off center like that. The seeker energy has not yet stabilized firmly enough in its source. So therefore, the people, conversations, activities and so on will just create distractions for you. And those distractions are then experienced as though something is gone. I've lost my peace, I've lost my inner centeredness. This is how you'll feel. But as you are grounded in that, meaning that the idea of yourself as being separated from the awareness itself, that one is over, then what happens is simply the scenes are changing. The scenes. Now you're in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, yeah. You're just here. Now you're in Sahara Desert. Same you, same. Then, bang, you're on the beach in Goa. Same. Boom, you're at the table with your family eating. Same. You're in hospital for an operation. Same. And you're not trying to not change. It simply is here. You must find that in yourself which is unalterable, meaning that it is not subject to change. It simply is. That is primarily what we are, in fact. Something here does not jump about. The mind moves about. The mind, I can say, mind is like the wind, you can say. The wind's nature move about, no? And it needs space to move. Whereas yourself is like space. It does not move about because it is everywhere. So the space can be without the wind, but the wind cannot be without the space. The space is unmoving, the wind is moving. Mind is moving, awareness is not moving. In awareness, the movement of mind is perceived, but it causes no impact on the root awareness. You can confirm these things right now. In fact, it is just a simple fact that is true in any language, in any species, in any culture, in any religion. Nobody can refute that this is like that. There's movements taking place of thought, emotion, of just the hum of existence also is perceived, but that in which it is perceived is not humming, is not moving. It is completely still. And there's nobody there holding the stillness. There's peace, but there's no peacekeeper. There's just peace. These things can be proved right now, you see. If you care to look, it is so obvious, you know. We seem to be missing what is obvious. Because maybe in the mind it puts spirituality or truth or something as something much bigger. There has to be some big miracles, or you have to see some angels, or something has to happen to then say, this is the meaning, or this makes it all true. And I feel this is, if you're waiting for some event, some mystical event to prove that you are in the right place, that mystical event will stop at some point. Anything that you perceive will have a beginning and an ending. But that space in which perceiving or perception functions, that is unmoving. You can confirm this now. What is so beautiful about the satsangs here is that I'm not really giving you homework. I'm telling you to look now, like right now, because it is here right now. Mine would like homework, because mine would use homework because it needs time. I need time to work at this. I need time to work this out. I'm planning some techniques, some strategies of how to arrive at awareness quickly. It is ridiculous. The awareness is here. The attempts of the mind to reach awareness is watched in awareness. But what is the difficulty? Is that there's a very pronounced sense of a me who feels I am not yet the awareness. I am really a traveler. I have gone to awareness and I like it there sometimes. But I have to go back to this place. You see, we believe in the tangibility, the sense of solidity of the person. You see? And then this is why I ask you, let us try and analyze what is a person. Let's take a look together. Because we are speaking many things that we have never really questioned. We just absorbed them through our cultural conditioning and so on. So now we can look again at just some fundamental, simple things, and you'll see where the misconceptions have been and how easy it is to dispel them. They drop away when you see them clearly.
The other thing that I would like to ask, let's say people talk about awareness whenever you're aware about any emotion, any emotional state. Like whether you're sad, angry, agitated, whatever the state may be. There are times that you become aware before the stage is coming. At that point of time, what should be the course of action of the person? Like, if you're angry, if you become aware of your anger, what is the point of holding it back, or like whatever? Whether you want to be angry or whether you want to...
If you identify, for instance, with anger, you identify something is, this person did something to me, so you take it personally. So it inflames that tension, that gets inflamed even more. It becomes much more powerful. If you are more detached, you can experience anger also, but you can see it more from a distance. There's more space in you, in your seeing of that. It changes the quality of that. It changes the intensity of that also, immediately. And also, I don't see anything wrong with, sometimes there's justifiable, righteous anger. Sometimes it's okay to be, some anger is expressed. You see? How far, whether you're overwhelmed in that mood or not, that is a different thing. But here, anything can happen, anything can be felt. But when you are yourself resting in the awareness itself, these things don't mean anything. They don't go very far. You pull a sword to chop someone and it becomes a bouquet of flowers. Very often it is like this. Don't worry about these things. We worry about these things because as yet we have not touched down in awareness itself to stay as just the awareness. It's like something is preventing you from hearing. Or you hear, but it only stays at the top of your head. It doesn't penetrate more deeply. And it doesn't have to go very far. It only has to somehow open up its power in you. What is to do? You see, I don't want to tell you anything more than you need to know. Because my intention is that you get it as soon as possible. And then you don't say, but Mooji, you took us the long way around. You see, I tell you, no, it's from the beginning I show you how easy it is. But something insists on making it more complex. But what do I do when I'm in this situation? I'm saying, my gosh, I've told you and show you right now where you are. Why would you be concerned about any situation? In any situation, you will be how you will be. And it will be, if you're settled as awareness, it will turn out just fine. However, if you're only a person, well, that's also unpredictable. We don't know how that's going to be. But usually, it makes things worse. Looking at it from the personal perspective, it exaggerates the thing and makes it worse. Whereas with awareness, it can transform a negative state into something very beautiful. It's very different.
Actually, I'll have to try it because it's just like whenever you go to tuitions, for mathematics tuitions, the teacher is in front of you, you can solve any problem. But once the teacher is gone, it seems like you're not even able to solve the problem that you've already solved. So I'll have to try and...
I would like to chop off your head. Then everything would work just fine. We still have too many things you want to do in a life. One story about Saint Kabir, no? It said that Kabir, each morning he would get up early, 5 o'clock, go sit in his hut. And he would have his little meditation there. And then by 6 o'clock, a whole stream of visitors would come to see him. At the gate, they come one by one. And they went to Saint Kabir, please, Master, they had something to ask. And so he was there. So he had a young daughter. She may have been 5 or 6 or something. She said, Papa, why are these people coming to see you every day? He said, well, they come to, they're in search of God and truth. She says, I don't believe. I don't believe they're coming for that. She says, child, what are you saying? I don't believe these people come for the truth. And I will prove it. Okay. Then he looked at his children these days, like that. But she went off. Next morning, again, he prepares to receive, so the first person, 6 o'clock come, nobody come. 6:10, nobody come. It's very unusual. 6:15, nobody coming. What is going on? So he goes out to look, and he sees his daughter at the gate. And she's sitting at the gate with a chopper in her hand. And each person comes, she asks, what do you want? I've come to see the saint. What for? Well, to get his blessing. Okay, you put your head here, I'll chop off your head. You go and see my father without your head, and you'll be very happy, she said. So each one says, I'm running a bit late today, and I'll come tomorrow. The next one says, oh, well, it was not so important. I just wanted to check in with him on some old matters. I'll come back. And each 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you would like to see my father? You have to see him only with your heart. And for that, I must remove your head. Put your head, I'll take it off. Then you can go in to see Papa. And he will take care of you very good. Oh, not today, darling. I am just wanted him to bless my business. I'll come back tomorrow. Nobody came. And this little girl was a Gyani. She was a saint. Huh? She understood these people, they're only coming, they all want something. They only want something. They don't want nothing. They don't want emptiness. They don't want truth. They don't want God. They just want to have, oh, you know, I long to have a son. I have 3 daughters. I want a son. Could you bless me, Swamiji? This one, my business is going bankruptcy. Can you help me to give a little bit? You know, okay, bless you, bless you. They go like that. But she saw them and said, they're not coming for what you say. They're not coming for the truth. And that's why it goes on, and my father is going to be every day sitting down, giving everything from himself, and these people, they don't use it. They don't use the opportunity because all their desires are worldly. All their desires are worldly. They only want things, perishable things. They want something that they cannot keep. And even if they get everything that they want, even the body that they need to enjoy these things, they cannot keep this body also. So it's, in the end, it is a waste of time. She saw a young child see it. And then we say, oh, you know, because life is so difficult, and, you know, because my mind does this and my mind does this and so on. I said, yes, but if you keep your attention in your heart, your mind will have to follow you and go to the heart also. And everybody would be happy. But you want something from the mind. Yeah? And it is a bit like asking protection from the mafia. Paying protection money to the mafia. You see? So they look after you very well. But you will not be free to go and do what you want. As soon as you decide in your heart, you know, I really came here for this. All these other things are available. Like I say, we come to Rishikesh, it's a holy place, many beautiful temples, many things you can do here, yoga, you can go to all these places. But I came here for freedom. Not even to bathe in the Ganga, even. I came here for freedom. With an attitude like this, I don't think anything is going to stop you. If you want to be happy, nobody can stop you. If you want to be free, no one can stop you. And it can start right now. This is my simple pointing. And we should rejoice at something that is so simple, because I've not come with a toolkit and to tell you 17 steps to freedom. I have not come like this. I say we can point straight away to what it is. Because if it takes you another 50 years to find it, on the day that you find it, it will not be different from this moment. So, it's up to you, so to speak. I'm not speaking to you as persons, that you're this type of person, or that. No, as consciousness. My referring to you is as consciousness. I don't want to refer to anyone as person. It's very disrespectful to relate to you as a person. A person is not a great thing. I refer to you as consciousness. Consciousness is godly. It is high. It is divine. And so when someone meets you as consciousness, you see, then already you're in a higher level of being. But if you want to take each other always as person, you're going to struggle all the time, because a person is a very complex state of consciousness. And you can't figure it out. You fall in love, you love each other so much, but you're always fighting each other. You don't know how to stop. Why? The ego. You cannot. The ego cannot. Everything is nice in the beginning, but sooner or later some trouble comes. And you cannot come. You have love for each other, but you cannot work it out because your tendencies are unchecked. You have not yet reached the place of the awareness. It is so important. Again, the good news, in one day, in an instant, things can change. Already, for many people, I regard all the beings who have come here in sincerity. Of course, people come here for a sniff or something, that's okay too. But there are many people who are here who are in already a process of awakening. It is like that. Then you are to see what is left. What still brings me back to the old regime of behavior and thinking? Why am I still stuck here? Why do I keep going back to the old dustbins, digging up for last week's food? Why am I doing this? And then we can look and say, okay, let's take a look. And very, very quickly, this is going to fall away from you. This is it. So don't come merely to speculate. Speculating is another waste of time. Don't speculate. I also don't want to give too much opinion. I don't have many opinion about anything. You're hungry for this thing. You're really hungry for yourself, actually. If we can put it like that. That also, we feel we're hungry for other things also. The mind is very restless. While you're having breakfast, it's thinking, what's for lunch? While you're eating lunch, what is for dinner tonight? It's never still, it's always jumping. Once you've understood your real nature, because we identify with this egoic state and condition, once you understand and are one with your own nature, you see, all this fire, all this restlessness, it will begin to go. But there will be, for a while, a little fight inside. Because for a long time, the egoic mind has been the landlord, behaving like the landlord in this house. And now you're awakening to your true nature. The real landlord is coming, and the hoax one is fighting. I am not leaving. But does he have a choice, really? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. You come here.
Namaste, Mooji.
Namaste.
I want to expose that part of me. I want to have a look.
Good.
I understood these last days what's the difference in what you say, presence and consciousness. For me, it's in a way easy to be present in some moments, and there was a moment, I don't know, one day ago, that I really was there enjoying everything and seeing around me and seeing all the beauty and the sun and the people around. And then I remember a discussion I had with a friend. She was saying that you are saying that there is something else even in that. And I said, okay, let's see if there's something else. And I had like a step back and I realized, yes, there is. And words are not...
You mean that there's a deeper space
exactly
than the enjoyer
exactly.
of
And
this?
that actually I can witness what is there without feeling it. That I can be like that. And the second after, I felt like the space was crowding around me and I was like, oh my God, I'm walking on air and I have no net. And then I breathed in and I said, okay, no, let this go. And what was for me awareness. And then I went back to the feeling, to the sensation, to being present in that moment as I understood it until then. And then I went back. And actually, this is my question for you. Should I let go of all the enjoyment that there is in the presence, in the senses, and always be in that space that was... This space has no questions.
Okay.
And
Okay. When you are in the space which has no questions, is there no enjoyment there?
there is.
Yes. Okay. So that is really the real source of joy, in fact. You know, you don't have to, if when you say enjoying, if you are outside and you're sitting in a chai shop and you have a moment of pure simpleness, everything is flowing and by itself, and there's a great joy, and there's great joy in your heart, and there's effortlessness. It is just taking place. There's nobody to claim that. There's no need to claim this. You're simply here. And don't be attached to that even. Something wants to say, oh, well, I would like to just this to be like this all the time. That is a thought. It's understandable thought. But it is not the awareness itself. It's not coming from the awareness itself. Don't think I'll keep awareness. I don't want to put awareness up in lights, you know, like awareness, like Hollywood or something. Awareness simply means that you become empty even of intention. You see? It's not something you're doing, but it's happening anyway. Naturally, as you're here, something is sinking in to a place beyond references. It's naturally happening, you see? Because you have given permission in your being for that to go as deep as you can. So along the way, you meet lovely feelings are coming, wonderful feelings are coming, you know? And let me give you an example. I told one story like this. One yogini, she was just meditating, you know? And deep in her meditation came the most beautiful colors. Just they arise in the meditation. And they're so dazzlingly beautiful, these colors. I said, my God, you know, I've never seen anything on earth that has such luminosity, this color. They're shimmering with color, you know. It's like they don't need to become a form because the colors are themselves enough. It's so beautiful. No painter could put together such a palette or such a painting. But she said, but I'm here to see this, so it cannot be what I am. So she stayed in her I amness. And the colors, they vanish. No remorse. No, oh, should I have done that? Simply, they go. Shortly after this, the most beautiful sound, beautiful music is coming. Like no conductor, no musician can make. Beautiful, the sounds are coming. They touch the heart, you know. She said, oh, it's so beautiful. It is so beautiful. But I am here to hear it. So it cannot be the goal. It cannot be the goal. And they also fade like this. Then in a short time, there was like light, like swirling light. It's coming, no? And in these lights, as they come closer, they were like these beings, like they were faces, and they were full of joy and radiance, and they're swimming up towards her, and just sort of like embracing with all love, and it's just, oh, she was such in bliss. So I saw, wow, all these beings. But I am here to perceive them. And as soon as she became clear, all this again comes empty again. And after this, nothing more would come. Just that immutable, ineffable silence is there. No waiting, no judgment, no comparison. Even perceiving of the emptiness is there. But no destruction now. It is the same. Maybe in your inquiry, it may come already some beautiful sensations come, and it feels, you know, wow, this feels beautiful. Wow, it's so nice, so nice. And you want to enjoy. So, oh, I said, no, don't stop there. Just stay put here. Just stay here. Don't push it away, but you bring your attention into your own inmost presence. Stay there. You see? Get used to this. Don't give so much energy to that. That is only an appearance. Let it happen. It has an energetic beauty about it. This is fine, but stay here. Because without this, there is no this. Stay in the source of all things like that. The mind might argue and says, but listen, this is your time. This is the time to really enjoy. When have you enjoyed like this? But you have to leave that and just stay here. Still the joy is felt, but no attachment, no desire like that. You stay like this. In that even state. Move in that even state. Because the mind is looking for a fix, is looking for an excitement, looking for an experience. But all experiences come to an end like that. And they all have something external about them. So don't go to the experience. Yeah? Stay only as somehow in that observing place. Don't identify. And this will take out a lot of the itching inside for beautiful states and so on. Let beautiful states happen, this is fine. But don't be clinging to anything. Then you will go beyond all. This is the most exquisite. This is the most beautiful. Then you won't mind when you have strong feelings, or when you have nice feelings, nothing will be clinging, nothing will be pushing away. So then this traffic policeman in your head, he also will finish now. No job for him. And anything can come through your kingdom. Any visitor can walk through your kingdom. But no stopovers. Everyone keep coming, everything come and go. Then you are never out of this. This underlying power pervades everything. Doesn't matter how loud the music gets, the lights got, the people, the dancing, the life, the creativity, it always is anchored in this. This will never leave you. In fact, it is you in a way, you can say. And everything you can taste, it's okay, they can be tasted, but they cannot distract anymore. At present, we are very easily distracted. The most easily distracting thing is the ego. It is distracted every second. You see? The egoic mind goes and your attention's gone. Like this. People can put bad things in your head very quickly because you're not grounded in your own self. And we become very, what you may call, people suggest things, the mind suggests things to you very easy. You take them. So there's no ground, there's no stability, there's no power. All this changes, yeah, just in the presence of the awareness itself. Yes, very good.
Thank you, Mooji.
Thank you very much. This one, you go first for a minute and she can come out.
Namaste, Mooji.
Okay.
First of all, I'd like to say that I love you. I love you. This is a very big thing for me to say because in my entire life I have never said this to anyone. Maybe because I did not find anybody genuine to say it. Since a very young age, I have had very few friends. My dear ones complain that, why don't you have friends?
Why don't you what?
Have friends? Why don't you have friends?
Our friends, I wasn't hearing so well. Okay, yeah. So
My-
you had a very sharp intellect, strong intellect, you say?
No, since a very young age, I have a very few friends. I don't
very
have
few friends from you
a
were
lot
young.
of friends.
Yes.
And my dear ones complain that why don't you have friends? But my seeking or my inquiry does not make me comfortable with everybody.
Yes.
And that is why sometimes it makes me feel that I am incomplete or that I need to be something in order to be.
You feel this for yourself or because of what people say?
Maybe because of what people say.
Yes, because if I hear you right, you say from very young age, you have not find it easy to make friends. Okay? And sometimes the people close to you, they're saying, why you don't go out? Why you don't have friends? And something like this. But it's very difficult for you to be in the company of people. You don't feel somehow comfortable with them. Huh? So I asked you, because you were feeling, is there something wrong with me? Maybe something is wrong with me or whatever. And I asked you now, is this thought, is it coming from you or more of what other people say to you? And you say it's more coming from them. Other people are saying that maybe it's not normal for a young person to not be hanging out with friends and all this stuff. But you don't feel for those friendships. And it is perfectly right. You are the one expression of consciousness that is expressing like this. Nothing is wrong with it. My own master, he says, I don't have any friends and I don't want any. I said, my God. Because we grow up, people saying, new friends are silver, old friends are gold, and all this type of stuff. So, I've never heard anybody say something like this. I don't have any friends and I don't want any. But I grew into that statement. I said, my gosh, very often the people, when it's time, when you are evolving or changing, very much these are the ones who hold you back. They're feeling jealous or envious, or really you are programmed into their projection to be a certain way, and if you are taken out, their projections are going to change. And they feel threatened by that sometimes. So sometimes it's just a baggage you don't need. Also, there's a pressure to have to conform to other people's way of thinking, and sometimes you don't feel like that. And you don't feel that there's a space to listen. And also, as I said before, sometimes you are moving on in your life, you're finding something new, something deeper, and they try to discourage you sometimes. Not always, some friends are very good, but very often you start to see, wait, this is very sticky. So I don't feel anything is wrong with that. Some people have hundreds of friends and still looking for more. I don't know what's going on there. And there are some have maybe one friend, whole life, have one friend. One person now, their best friend is their cat, and that's it. Another one, even best friend is goldfish. You see? Another one, their best one, they have nobody to take care of. Their best friend is their house plant. They got one plant, they look after this plant, and that's their relationship. And some people, they have many friends, and but they have no time for themselves, and they cannot be alone also. So it's all different players are on this playing field, like that. I feel often as you are going more deeply in a true search for truth, friendships, social friendships become less and less. They become more distant. Something is afraid of that because something in us likes to be a part of a tribe. You see? You feel that, okay, when times of trouble, I can always call on my tribe. But it's never always worked out like that. You see? And so when as you look more deeply, feeling, some things seem to be dropping away. Maybe you go to the company that you used to keep, and you have no nourishment in this company anymore because they're only talking about, silly things, and you cannot stay in this. Although you love each other, you're not able to feel any real connection with them. So I would not worry about this. I would not worry about that. Because maybe actually most people miss out. Maybe you would be the best friend for some genuine person, you see. But for many, oh no, you're not. Your way is not appealing to them. They already have a sort of particular certain qualities that they like or so on. So you have to somehow don't pay so much attention to that. If you're happy in your being, that is the most important thing.
Also, sometimes there are very strong compulsive obsessions and desires that come in the way of my being as the consciousness, which don't let me reach the state of being as that.
You say that there are some compulsive tendencies.
Yes, and
Yeah.
desires.
And desires. Yeah.
Which don't let me stay as the self.
So they stop you from meeting other people? Is that what you're saying?
No, this is another question.
Oh.
These compulsive desires and obsessions stand in the way of my being the self.
Okay, so they stand in the way of your going into the,
Yes.
into the heart. Yes. They will suck energy from you. But I want to tell you something. Nothing stops you from being in the heart. That is a very mischievous thought. It's very strong, and many believe. We believe that something can separate you from yourself. It's not really like that, but you to be experienced like that, because we give our attention to so many things, and they become like a drug. You enter certain states with them, to be with them. When you're in one state, you don't feel anything for another state. You're just in that state. This you must be watchful of, and you can bring even this type of thing into your inquiry. And look and say, okay, who wants this? Who is pulled here? And try to identify to the heart of it whether this is a tangible entity in you that has this craving. Because something is able to oversee this, to look at that, and to say, wait a minute, I can feel, who wants that? It's like something inside feels that if I don't get this, I won't be happy or something. This is what watches this, what observes this, Put some energy in what is observing this, what observes this. That which observes that tendency, is it a part of the tendency? Then you must clarify like that. But the best thing is to be in an environment where these things are continuously looked at, to break, because sometimes your tendencies can be so habituated that it's almost like they win each time. When they arise, they have the power of holding the beingness hostage, and they just pull it into some state. But as you get more accustomed to recognizing what awareness is in you, you'll find that nothing can pull you as awareness. Nothing at all. And when you come here, you're back in your original power, your original being. And all that we talk about, all the problems in life, all the problems in the world, you have transcended them. You have transcended them. You cannot transcend them while you're in the state where you are identified on that realm. You see? You can make little changes, but not of the proportion that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the dropping of the tree, the cutting of the tree itself, of suffering, the recognition of your own timeless and timelessly perfect self. This is what I'm speaking here in Satsang. Not how to put little sellotapes on your problems, but to get you out of hell, because it is hell. It is a form of hell when we are not established in our heart, and you're pulled around by the forces of the projections of the mind and so on. And it can go to demonic extremes in some way. They can be like that. You can conquer all of this just by recognizing what I'm speaking from, what I'm speaking about. Because all problems can only exist in the realm of the body-mind. Nothing can exist of such things in the space of the awareness at all. And awareness is your fundamental nature. And we are not consciously resting in our fundamental nature. You believe the ego is a kind of our egoic state. Of course, we never refer to ourselves as ego. But we nevertheless are living in egoic state of mind. This is why we are so defensive, so protective. Because, why? This egoic state is a very vulnerable state, very insecure, and so it should be. Because everything in that state is built upon time and effort and dream. You must find that which is beyond time. Because time says, all that you perceive and desire belongs to me. I will eat all that. Nothing escaped me except awareness, the source from where I myself come. I will eat every person. I will eat every person who exists. Time will do it. And all your attainments I will eat. I've eaten billions and billions of beings before you, and none of you can escape me except the ones who are free. You will be born in time, you live in time, you die in time, you reincarnate in time. But only such a one who has gone beyond the time, the one who realized themselves as a pure awareness which is beyond time, this one I cannot bind.
Yeah. There have been moments where I have been suddenly pulled back inside, but those have only been for a few seconds, for a few moments. But is there any way which can make the inquiry easier, that starting from asking an easier question and then progressing to an advanced inquiry?
No, don't go for an easier question. Because the mind will help you. It wants to swap my question for an easier question also. It wants to get you to ask a question which puts you back in time again. Because we are so habituated to time, our aspirations and beliefs are all about what is time and what is perishable. So don't swap this question. This question is your password to freedom. Don't swap it. At least you must say, help me to understand it better, because my mind is not able to grasp quite what this question, the power of this question. Why so much I put this question, you see? Because it is so unsparing. The question, when it is understood, who is arising here as I, what arises as I, but what perceives even this I, and experience your seeing. Don't just think it, feel it, and be in the present of it, just be with it. And it will wash away all sorrow. It will break every spell. It will set you free. You see, it is immediate and it is potent. But there is resistance. Some virus inside us, it is resistant to this. Because the minute this begins to open up its power and mystery in you, the mind is on a countdown. The psychological binding mind is collapsing under the power and light of self-inquiry. It is the most direct. If you are practicing something that's for another 5 or 6 years, but you're still practicing only with the label of a person, always looking like I'm a person doing this thing and so on, no? Then your achievements will be personal. You have to, from the beginning, understand the power of your own inquiry. Many beings have used this same mirror to free themselves and others very directly. But there is resistance to it. And the resistance is because of its effectiveness, actually. Its effectiveness. But there is a point of challenge and difficulty. And that is because we have been orientated to function like a person only. We are the beingness. You are the divine consciousness. But we have been somehow coached and conditioned to function only as body-mind entities, as a person. And we believe very strongly in personhood. And this, even the personhood has this concept that it is going to have the perfect yoga from person into God state. It is a path also, but it is fraught with many, many pitfalls also. Because the ego is always there, finding ways to buy more time and all of this. And it feels comfortable with its sadhanas, with its practices, with its prayers. It can become very comfortable and still not be changing deeply. It simply tells itself, I'm fine, I'm on board, I'm inside the house, I'm okay. You see? I remember a story also that Jesus told, and he was speaking to some Pharisees and teachers of the law, and he challenged them. He said, if you would know the truth would set you free. And they were a bit, whoa, you know. They already was in some struggle with him. They say, we are children of Abraham, as though that means that they're automatically free. He said to them, if you were true children of Abraham, you would accept me and what I say to you, because Abraham spoke of me. So, oh my God, what is he talking about? You know what you have just said? Our father Abraham lived centuries and centuries ago. You're a young guy about 33, 34 years old. What are you saying? Are you greater than our father Abraham? You see, like that. And he said this, to tell you the truth, before Abraham was born, I am. And this was too much for them. They picked up stones to hit him, but somehow they could not. Before Abraham was born or conceived, I am. What is this I am? You have to understand what is this I am. Because everyone here knows I am. You say I am. Nobody taught you to say I am. I am is the way that consciousness announces itself inside the form. It says, I exist. I am. It's nothing personal. The I am is not a person. It is the spirit of life. It is consciousness. The people who he was speaking with, they could only perceive in a very rational way. So they felt, how can you say before Abraham was born, I am? They didn't understand it in that terms. It was mystical for them, But they were looking actually not so much mystically. They thought they were looking literally. They think, how can you say that Abraham made references to you? We see you. We know where you were born. We know your family. Your family did not know Abraham personally. So the statement that he made on that occasion would have taken many, many centuries before the depth and the profundity of that statement could really be understood. Before Abraham was born, I am. The I am is beyond that time. The I am in you is what you are discovering today. We have taken it to be a person, as generations before us also took it to be a person. Misunderstood. That when you say I, it is in reference to your personal existence. But I'm showing you here that it is you're referring to yourself as consciousness. If you have a problem and you relate to the problem from the identity of a person, from the ego, see how it feels when you think someone did something to me personally. And then like this, change and take now the I to be consciousness and see if there's a difference or not. Look at any problem from the standpoint of a person. Okay? And then change perspective and make your I now not be a person but be consciousness, and look at the same problem and see if it makes a difference or not. It will give you an idea. So this referring to ourselves always personally. Always personally. For me, it is like somehow, it's like honoring the cage of limitation.
So
You are not that.
sometimes my inquiry is very strong when I am into deep trouble, but the inquiry vanishes when I am very happy and I feel that I don't have any need for inquiry. But it only comes when I am in deep trouble.
Yes, in the beginning, most people only inquire when they have trouble. Nobody inquires when they're having a good time. They only inquire when they're having trouble. Because they want to get out of the trouble. So the inquiry is used primarily as a painkiller. Yeah, or to bring them some joy or something. So it is still premature in its use, you see. But the one who is true, they also see when there's joyful states and there's a feeling of excitement, they also check in who is excited here also. They can look like that. But for most people, we make an inquiry, it brings in again, it strips away what is false, show again something here. Then we think, oh, yeah, wow, thank you, I'm happy now. But that happiness also is short-lived because it also belongs to the interrelated opposites in the play of duality. So we are always working for temporary effects, actually. I am pointing you to what is timeless, everlasting in you. What makes real sense. Otherwise, we continue from time to time still pursuing the wind, still trying to get something you cannot keep. And if you relax a little and enjoy the timeful for its changefulness, it is fine. But this you can only really do when you have discovered the unchanging. When you discover the unchanging, you may enjoy the changing. When you don't know the unchanging, you cling to the changeful. This is my simple pointing. Don't defend your mind. Don't defend your person. Look at it more, and look from where, not only at that, but from where you're looking, and as what are you looking. I never understood really. Somehow I thought that this pointing would be the most well-received thing, because it is so simple, so beautiful. And it also is good for people with short attention span. Because it's not long. If I had to show something long, I forget my way. I go north, I end up east. I don't know. But something is so immediate, and still something does not accept it, you see. You still believe more in you as a person than in yourself as presence and as consciousness. And that has to change, So you will change it, but if you follow, actually, there's no pressure on you. It is a joy to discover your own self, not a hardship. So enough of that. We have to come ready for this. Don't keep telling me about your conditions, your condition. And this is my trouble, this is my condition, this is my condition. Don't say about your condition. Come and say, look, I'm up for this. What needs to happen here? Come like you're really looking for resolution to whatever your difficulty. Don't be so faithful, so loyal to the old regime of thinking. Then it just becomes boring. I say, oh my God, this is God. This is punishingly painful. always listening to the stories of the ego, and oh, this is happening to me. And I said, nothing is happening to you. You're making it all up. Then you feel insulted. Oh, you know, I was being open. And yes, my God, what to do? Yeah? Follow what I'm speaking. Don't insist on what you are speaking. Follow a little bit what is being pointed, and quickly you'll find that things change for you. In the very day it changed. The very moment also it can change. I thought you'd be so happy at what I speak. Many people now, the old life is gone now. It is changed in such a fundamental way. They're happy, they're very happy. Whole families also have come and I've been watching sometimes Satsang, and together somehow growing. I spoke with one lady recently from Australia. Says, my whole family, thank you, my whole family has changed. Our relationship has changed, we've grown because of Satsang. Because all this personal stuff just got seen, just dropped away. So many people. I used to be so much, angry at life, and now I see that that was not my true state at all, and it's just, I can't tell you, I'm so deeply grateful for this. That came to an end. I didn't believe it was possible that my life could change so powerfully. I said, yes, of course it will do. And more also. Okay.
Thank you, Mooji.
Thank you. You come and see.
Okay. Namaste, Mooji. I wonder what the role of reason has in your teaching.
What is the role of?
The role of reason.
Reason. I feel that self-inquiry and satsang is the most reasonable thing. It really comes down to common sense. We have in our country, sometimes we refer something as horse sense. Horse sense means even a horse, a donkey could get it. Means simple, not complex, not complicated. Common sense, in fact. Children understand it. Children, they understand it also. It's only the complexities of the human mind and conditioning that makes it seem so difficult. You see, so reason very much is at the heart of it. It's your practical intelligence, no? Of course it has to be there. I was with here a few years ago. One time, one man came from Brazil, and he came and he asked many questions, many questions. And then one day he came, and after satsang, we were sitting outside, and he wanted to ask more questions. And I could not find any interpreter. I said, okay, we had one little boy, also from Brazil, Ananda. Can you come and talk? Okay. He was on his little thing playing. Okay, he's talking and he's translating. So I said to him, tell him he thinks too much. And Ananda, Mooji says, you think too much. And we are talking like this. And every time I said to him, again, why is he making this thing so complicated? It is very simple. This little boy laughing. Mooji says, why you have to make things so complicated? It's very simple. So, like this. I said, he understood. He understood very simple. But sometimes the mind expects something to be complicated, or it makes it complicated. I feel we are speaking very simple. We're not talking about some super metaphysical, apparitions and things and get into some. No, that also is perishable. I want to show you what is imperishable. And what is enough inside your heart, which is complete and content and full of joy and all-encompassing. So reason, common sense, rational, logic also plays its part, everything. But in themselves, if they are limited to human conditioning, they are also not enough. Because logic sounds like, it's something by itself, like it's purely objective. But there's no such thing as purely objective. There is no such thing. We think we are talking about some objective thing in life. Life is not objective at all. It's totally subjective. So I just see people fighting about it. I say, look, yeah, okay. It's a movie like that. We are feeling, like I've got a point, but what is this thing? Like we can speak in absolutes when you're referring to what is purely relative. This is common sense.
Thank you.
Okay. Who's got a really good one for me now? And then you come to the microphone, and who has a very good something for me. That's good. Okay, hang on now. Go ahead now. 1 second, you speak.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah, very good.
I bow at your feet. I see you as just pure love, is how I see you. And I want to meet you as pure love. And I'm happy to jump out of the airplane, and I don't need a parachute.
Yes. Very good.
I just want to totally expose anything that could possibly be somewhere slinking in this.
Even this attitude also is tremendous attitude. Because with an attitude or openness like that, you don't need any technique. I don't have any techniques for you. Because what your express is arising from grace. It's not arising from technique. You don't need technique to be, actually. Just something's open enough to say, okay, I don't mind if my life changes, but something is already resonating inside my heart, and I don't know how to put words properly around that, but I am open. I stand here open. Not only do I want this, I choose this. I choose this in my heart. But then keep quiet. No. Don't raise any intention. No. Then let life live life. I would say like that. You see? Let's keep it simple. Now don't raise any intention. You see? Of course, I intend to go and get something. This doesn't leave a bad smell. It's just practical thing. But don't go off now, to go and do some other thing, listening to your mind. Oh, this might be good for me. Then I said, well, you are denying this meeting. This meeting is happening right now. It's happening every moment. This meeting is happening every moment then. You see? And it's deliciously beautiful. Don't let your eyes or your mind project, how it should be and what I think a meeting. No, drop everything and keep quiet now. And then all your sensory perceptions now are functioning from the heart. You will see from the heart, feel from the heart, everything will happen. It is as simple as that. You see, when you speak like that, then I don't feel I have anything, from now, okay, now you do this. No, I don't want. In a real surrender, you surrender, now you go and do this. No, you keep quiet then. You become a child in the lap of God. Yeah, beautiful. Then you are just experiencing your being again. For a while we are experiencing everything else for the time being, but our own being we deny. We're looking for something to taste a certain way or to do something, but now you just have time for yourself also. And it's not selfish. Actually, to the contrary, when you give this beautiful time of resting in what is, discovering what is here, there's something very universal about it. When you come out from this, you're still in it. And you find you can relate to beings without any effort, without any manipulation. You're pure-hearted. This is a pure-hearted request, and it will be pure-heartedly satisfied. You just keep quiet. That's it. Such an advice might seem oversimplistic or perhaps even naive, but it works, and you will see it's working already from the moment you come. And move about in your life, do where you go. But keep your mind inside your heart. That's it. Keep quiet. Don't become a scholar. Be a saint. Rest in being. Rest in peace. Very good. Thank you.
Hi, Mooji.
Thank you.
It's really nice to see you after 4 years.
Yeah.
I saw you 4 years ago in Thiru.
Okay, thank you.
And I didn't recognize you at that time.
Yes.
But I came here this time to meet you fully
So,
and to meet myself.
very good. And then it is no coincidence that you are standing in the same space together. It's the same advice I give you. Just to be there like that. When you're ready, everything becomes very simple. When you are ready inside your heart, everything becomes very simple for you. Nobody will be able to understand you. You're not here to be understood. You may be here to be experienced, but not to be understood. Your beingness will move in a very most gracious and simple way. We're not here to impress. Maybe to express somehow the joy of being. But this is not a task, not a duty. It simply arises out of you. For a long time, our energy was demanding, sucking, pulling. But as you become aware more of your real self, the energy is radiating, it's giving, it's generous, benevolent, you see? But nobody is doing it. Nobody is doing it. It is simply being experienced like that. You see? You've used a beautiful word. I've come to meet you, you know? As I said, let's meet. Not even let's share. Let's meet. Maybe has anyone ever met you? Meaning, here. Not your self-portrait, not your story, not your projections or your dreams, but you. Who are you, you see? The Satsang strips away what is not you, what is not true. And sometimes we are afraid if this thing is taken out, this is taken out, oh my God, nothing will be left. Oh my God, nothing will be left. All these things, oh my God, oh my, wow. Huh? And then only you saw that, well, I was treasuring junk. I don't need all this stuff. I'm here. I don't have to be some toolkit walking in life looking for something to fix. I just am, and the richness and the fullness of amness. This is like that. So this is something that is very pure for me. When you come like this, something very pure, in it. And of course it is being satisfied. Of course it is being satisfied. From the very moment this intention is in your heart, already grace is flowing in you, like that.
I just want to say that thank you for the perfect teaching. Yes. And I trust you as much as I trust Ramana and Papaji.
Yes. And this trust also is bearing immediate fruits. This is a tree that bears immediate fruit. This is a tree that bears immediate fruit. The fruits of being. Fruit of being. It cannot just hold the truth in your head. You are truth. Truth is not some holy cluster of concepts. It is the living spirit. The spirit of truth. It is the Holy Spirit, in fact. Learn its ways. Embrace its ways. We have to somehow also get accustomed to your inmost ways. It is not predictable. It need not be predictable. Yet it can function in this world, in the outer form. It knows, because it is this is its world also. It creates. But in the depth of your own being, no one will be able to know how your being works. How you can understand things without needing some case history of them. How you will meet any situation, even an interview or anything you have to do, without preparation. You don't need any preparation. You don't need any rehearsal. Because you are fresh, your being is fresh. And it doesn't matter how much rehearsal or preparation you have made before, it cannot compare with the one from whom all this arises spontaneously. This is the beauty, you see. So I am very happy to hear this, because when we speak like this, there's no burden in my heart. Just joy. I said, oh, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be just fine.
I feel like I am just fine.
Very good.
And I recognize myself as pure transparency.
Yes.
Pure awake transparency.
Yes. Much of our conditioning will change, you see, because when I say like this, here is always can only be empty. There's no need to be anticipating something. There's always some kind of trap anyway. Just keep. Sometimes it is said like that, and people may feel that you are just being mystical by saying that. If I say, I don't know anything, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know anything. And yet, in a way, I am everything and beyond that. Everything and nothing and beyond that. But we don't need to say these things. It's better keep quiet, don't say anything. Your being becomes a bit like a kind of space moving in space. Like silence moving in silence. We don't know.
Thank you, Mooji.
Thanks to you. Thank you. Thank you. Give me-
Hello, Mooji.
Hi, darling.
Yeah, so I came to your satsang in November, and it was amazing, and I felt so much identity fall away, and I had loads of peace and loads of joy, but also some tension as well some of the time, but it was okay.
Yes.
There was something that was felt to not move at all, and just to watch everything.
Yes.
And yeah, and it's been a journey. I've come from Leytonstone in London.
Leytonstone.
Yeah. And yeah.
How is
and
things over there, by the way?
it's the same. It's the same. But yeah, I've been sat over there waiting for my turn, getting a little bit resentful. But now I'm here.
Yeah.
I just want to expose that I came to leave my belief in my identity here.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. That attitude, leave the belief in my personal identity, leave it here. Oh my gosh. So good. It will keep coming up. Huh? You will fire your mind, but it will keep on showing up for work every day. Huh? You say, but wait a minute, I fired you, no? And he would say, no, you were thinking about it, but you didn't quite do it. No? And I am useful, I have served you. So it's not something that can be done only with determination alone. The attitude is very good, that I wish to leave this. But of course, it will seem to swim back in a little bit, but your resolve stays. And you simply mean you don't give it so much attention, or even any. You know, I'm not talking about the practical functions of the mind. I'm talking more the psychological stuff, which we know, to do about identity and you know, reading life through too much of a personal way of looking. When you sense that, you know, somehow just confirm again your place as just the awareness itself. In the awareness, it is untouched. There's no person there in the awareness. You see? If the person says, yes, I am the awareness, it's not quite true, because it means that something will call it back out. And that is the attention. It is the attention that is being referred to as the person. The attention goes. And you say, oh, I go. But you are the one that also perceives attention and its movement. You're only confirming. We're only recognizing, acknowledging, and confirming your true place. Because every time we use the term I did this, I think, I want, I am, yes, everything is good now, I am fine. But I put a lot on the I rather than what the I says. You know, what is the I wearing today? You see? So when you say, well, you know, I'm just having so much trouble, I know immediately you're personal. The I is a person now. It's speaking as a person. And I just say, okay, we got to get out of that. You follow? When I say like this, when you speak and you say, yes, this thing happened to me yesterday, and when I went, I know immediately you're speaking from a personal mode. And it's a claustrophobic realm. So as soon as we're able to say, look at it from your neutrality, look at this with detachment, all these are indications to say to you, stay more in the place of the weakness, stay more neutral, remain as the awareness, if you can hear that. Because as soon as you are back in the awareness, all of that drops and it's just seen completely as nonsense. Completely as nonsense. That it's just being made up. The mind is making it up. And you, the beingness, are purchasing the mind's plays and plots. And each time you keep catching this out, you know, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker until only the sense of being is remaining. And it's not hot and bothered. There's more space. Then you find, wait a minute, all your transactions can happen in that state. Come to that state. I used the example before that, like, and now it's good for me also. If you say you had the flu for 2 weeks, you're in the flu state. So you imagine everything that you do in these 2 weeks is taking place in the flu state. When you're in the dreams, you're in the flu state. When you're walking around on the street, you're in the flu state. When you're making lunch, you're in the flu state. You go in the bathroom, you're in the flu state. You're sending your emails, you're in the flu state. You don't have to be thinking, I'm in the flu state. It's just always in the flu state. The same way, in the state of being, whatever is happening, you're the beingness. It doesn't matter. Somebody call you a person or not, it's still heard in the beingness state. You see? Someone refers to you as a person. Hey, George, remember when we was in? You can hear that, but you're listening in your beingness state. Is it so difficult? And the beingness hears it. The beingness does not take it personally. The one who is speaking to you is in their own bubble and only perceives you as a person because they perceive themselves as a person. And they say, oh, you remember we used to do this thing and that thing. But there's no real interest, no fire for that in you. But you don't say, oh, go away. You know? Yeah, okay. If the chance comes, you may find that you can insert a few words here and somehow it changes the the climate of feeling or something in a beautiful way. But everything is heard inside the beingness feeling. Like I used the example of the flu. Everything is heard in the beingness. You're not trying to be the beingness. No, it is what is there. It is what is here. Even when you're acting as the ego, the beingness is here, but there's no conscious awareness of it. So you're only conscious of yourself as the body, mind, personality, and conditioning. So we are functioning only on this level. The whole of life, almost, is functioning on that level. When the politicians speak to you, he's speaking from that level and referring to you as that also. When you go to the supermarket, or you go to school, or you go to even to churches, or wherever you go, there's always this thing, I am a person talking to you as a person. And nobody questions it. Nobody ever says, hang on a second, sir. You know, that's not what I am, that's what I do. You see? So effectively, we are going to live like sheep in some way. Like this. You don't think for yourself. You don't, you know. And I'm not trying to teach you to be an individual. I'm just saying to see from your truth imparts much more to this world. It doesn't need another person. The world doesn't need more persons. One time I came back and we had there's about 8 people in a room. I said, oh listen, there's too many people in here. They all got up to leave. I said, no, there's too many people here. I want presence here. But they're all going. I said, okay, bye people, bye. They cannot see themselves as presence. Immediately as you get it, somehow the person's sense drops away. It is such a contracted state. And everybody, from beggar to king, is wearing this contracted state. You are pure awareness. You get it? You are that. You have to confirm it for yourself and live. Somehow your life is expressed from that. And no simpler thing than this. And what an amazing difference it will make. You see? Watch yourself. Watch your language. And watch your eye. Particularly, watch your eye more and more. When something goes to speak, watch again. You see, again, it's coming, it's personal, you see. What sees the personal? Try and understand that. What is seeing the personal? Because the fact goes before the assessment. The fact is that it is perceived. What is perceiving? And try just to be in the heart with it. Don't just go mentally. And you see, but wait a minute. It's just that is perceived. It is perceived. And it comes and goes. And that recognition itself is so powerful, you see.
The longer I've been staying, sort of sticking with my awareness, the more that I've seen that everything that happens is just God's play. Things are just unfolding, and I don't have to step in and intervene or do anything. I can just stay and see how, even my travel here, I didn't plan it very well, but it just happened, and I got here.
Listen to that. Listen to that now. Yeah? So rather than actually, planning your existence in somehow, as your energies quieten down into the heart's field, yeah, you are perceiving life more truthfully. And you see that things, movements occur to support you. If we don't notice this, then you don't get off the treadmill. You're always working to try and make your life fulfill your projections. This is not life. This is called surviving. Okay? When you're calmed down in your being, you start to see, but wait a minute. That kind of just goes by itself. It looks like there's a problem here, but I left it, and it seemed like something just worked it out by itself. And more space stays with you because you're not crowded. Your being is not crowded with intention. I don't have to intend anything. I don't have to plan ahead so far. All this was the whole conditioning. And what joy arises, you see. You see that even your coming here, something supported it. See, it wasn't like, oh, I did this and I did that and this happened. But more that, some people even say, I don't even know how I came here. Something brought me here.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. One more, we can come. Who is really burning to come? You can come. Come quick. And we...
Namaste, Mooji ji.
Namaste.
I met you in London first time. And I spoke to you from Brisbane again, in Portugal. I have transcended that. You mentioned the Jesus 40 days and yourself 40 days going into worldliness.
I missed a bit there. Say
I
again.
mean, I passed that stages of wilderness.
Of the wilderness.
Yeah.
You went through the wilderness?
Yes.
Oh, very good. Okay. And
no, it was difficult when I spoke to you. And it got much easier after talking to you, after the encouragement and the stuff you told me.
yes.
And I'm here. I don't know how I come here. And
Anybody who go through this wilderness and come out like this, you are fine. You will go through, we have our own 40-day, 40-night wilderness. Maybe not literally now, as I said before, it can be over in a short time. But some things, some buttons will be pressed, some fires will start something, and you'll feel like sometimes you're in a great burning, but you must hold your ground as the undivided seer of all that is taking place. When you stay as a seer, you experience the seer is untouched. But if you identify with the person is definitely being bashed about. And if you don't see with detachment, you will take on the person's identity and feel resentful, feel bitter, feel life has not treated me kind, my family, my friends were not, you will speak like that. And nobody will want to listen to you. When you stay as that, you've been through the fire, through that furnace. As I said before, step into the fire of self-discovery. And this fire will not burn you. It will burn only what you are not. You see? So when you speak like that, been through the wilderness, it was very painful for some time. But actually, I'm here now. I'm here.
I want to say thank you very much for your grace. In these words you say, it resonates in my heart.
Yes.
And your voice is so lovable in my heart. And I'm here today just to receive your presence and open my heart for fullness, the full presence. Because I see I do experience spontaneous and that goes away. And the radiance comes, it just drops again. But that's not true. I mean, that's not real. I want the real thing, which you spoke about, that person.
The real thing is not an effect. The real thing is not bubbly.
Yeah.
Okay? The real thing is not anything that you can say, wow, yeah, this is it. Oh, you know, some people, you hear them, you see them, oh, no, that's not the real thing. It's a nice thing, but it's not the real thing. Don't be looking necessarily for just sort of like, you know, sort of blissful states. They come also. There is a bliss beyond bliss. It is very quiet, like a silent stream. It is unbroken. You see? It doesn't have to wear a smile on the face, but somehow you've crossed over from death to life. You see? And it won't matter to you. You will not be there reading the waves of the ocean. You will not be there somehow trying to interpret life. This was a good day, bad day. All these things will be done for you. Huh? Because your life has made way for holiness to enter into this body and to express itself in this body. You see? Either the person is going to live in here or the God self is going to live in here.
Just God self. Just God self. Let me open to that now, please.
Yes, yes. Let this be your constant inner attitude. You see, it's like if you fall in love. Do you need anybody to remind you of your beloved? Like, darling, have you thought of your beloved today? No, it's not going to happen. In whatever you're doing, your mind is centered, rooted in that love. And this beloved is inside your own heart. And it makes everything lovable, actually. In a way, we've been saying that somehow that we are giving to your own Christ nature, to release your own Christ light or your Shiva being, Krishna's love. It is all being born out because all is inside your selfless consciousness, not merely the body. The body also is inside you. You're in this body, the body is also inside you as consciousness. We don't have to work to prove these things, they will prove themselves. You don't become convinced by determination, but by illumination. Something arises inside and you simply know. You don't have to work hard at conviction, you see. It simply opens up inside your heart and you come to know. That's it.
inside my heart feels very beautiful.
Yes. When the heart is empty of intention, only beauty and love is shining there. When it's empty of identity, personal identity, then the pure fragrance of life, of love and truth, that's the perfume that arises from there. You see, this perfume, you can say, is love and peace and joy and wisdom, perfect understanding. That is the perfume. But the flower, nobody can find. No one can touch.
I feel so much grace in your presence.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Before we leave, just last checking in. You know you are. You know you are. Isn't it? It's not an informational knowing. But a sense of being that is here like that. It does not need any history. Any story, any intention. Simply pay attention only to the sense of being. Not what the mind has to say about it, in fact. There's nothing to define. Or to change, or to fix, or to reach. Nothing to become. Simply this. Inside this, listening occurs, understanding occurs, but no one is doing it. Inside this, the great space, it's not a doing, but more just a sense of being. And it is totally natural, nothing contrived there. The senses are present and open and functioning by themselves. This is simply the natural state. Nothing to add, nothing to take away, nothing to become. Leave all these ideas now. And as you move about in your day like that, this need not change. Whether your body has to do dynamic work or not, it does not affect this underlying space and peace. Notice that, no? And keep noticing it, keep confirming, you see? And don't worry about anything else. You can try it as an exercise today if you want. As you go out, people are going to come and let's go and have a chai. This is fine. It's okay if you feel like it. But see that all of this is arising in the state of being. The beingness is just like a sort of a space. It's not a dead space. All life appears inside the space. But it cannot remove the space. The space itself is not changing. It has no desire. Each time the attention is here, there is a sense of peace. Move in that. Yeah? Okay. We have somebody today who's coming? Roger. Zen. Very great.
Om, Om. Namaste, Mooji. Namaste, everyone. Let we sing a prayer, and we want all of you sing with us. Anandamayam, 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 Krishnamaya Shri 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 Krishnamaya Anandamayam 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 Shri Ramamayam 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 Anandamayam 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 Shiv Shantamayam Shiv Shantamayam Shiv Shantamayam Shiv Shantimayam 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 Anandamayam 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 Parabrahmamayam 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 Anandamayam 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 आनन्दमयम् 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 गोविन्दमयं 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 श्रीकृष्णमयं 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 नारायणमयं 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 शिवशान्तिमयं 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 परब्रह्ममयं 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 आनन्दमयं 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 आनन्दमयम् श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव 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 श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे
माधवेति निष्काम होकर दिन रात गाऊं गोविंद दामोदर माधवेति श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण